Thank you for listening to Right Jokes, Wrong Times. Today I was joined by George Rosales. You can follow him on Instagram at Fat Jumpman. You can follow him on Twitter at Rosales Radio. And you can listen to his podcast of the same name, Rosales Radio. We started the podcast by talking about his email address. Dude, so your email is Bears Superfan, like I don't want to say it, but it's a long number. So you're clearly not the first superfan. You kept going after
No.
you were like, damn, I'm number 6,500 and something.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. I did it. I saw 6,503, and I was like, you know
So-
what? There can't be a 6,504th, and there I was, 6,504th in line. It's all right, though, dude. I got a number. I got on the list. That's all that matters to me. You know what I mean?
But like you're the most super fan out of all those 6,504 others.
You don't even know. I have a Bears tattoo on my chest.
Damn. So what is it?
It's a bear flexing, and then he has a jersey, and on the number on the jersey is 85 for our last Super Bowl.
Damn, nice.
And then underneath it says Chicago Bears. And on the other side of my chest, I have a Bears pinup girl.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a girl, and she's like sexy posing, and she's got a Bears jersey on too, but like barely covers her tits. And then on her side, she has a Bears tattoo too.
Wait, so what jersey does she have on?
Just has the Bears C on it. She doesn't have a number or anything. I was gonna try to make it an Urlacher jersey, but I think just the picture of the artist, that when he saw the picture, he was just like, "Nah, he goes, I don't think it'll look right. I won't be able to fit." He goes, "Let's just leave it just a Bears jersey." I'm like, "All right, fuck it." So he just put the C on it. Nothing
So
crazy.
he was a Packers fan. Damn, he talked you out of it.
Deep down, he's like, you know what, dude, fuck Urlacher. He's like, still get him.
Yeah.
Which now, if you would have said that to me, those are fighting words. I would have squared up with him and his gun and his needle.
Is Urlacher your favorite bear ever?
Yes, but there is a company. He's not like fully 100% anymore because I'm a big Akeem Hicks fan, and
Oh,
I
shit.
actually I met him twice.
Damn.
The first time, because the first time I went to Urlacher's Hall of Fame enshrinement, and I went to the Hall of Fame game. And so I was there in the
Shit.
stands, and I was there for like 3 hours watching them just practice. And it's crazy how, like, I don't know if it's just me being simple or just the simplicity of watching a football practice of your favorite team is amazing. So I was like in heaven. So I had Hicks' jersey on. He's always like, when we picked him up from Indianapolis, I was like, this dude's gonna be a beast. And he was.
Nice.
And so I saw him stretching like away from on the other side of the end zone. And I yell at him and go, Hicks! And I show him that I have his jersey on, and he kind of points at me and he's like, hey, and I'm like, cool. So then he puts his headphones on and starts doing lunges across the back of the end zone. And so I'm just there still posted up watching the practice, yelling at the players like, hey, good throw, Mitch. Hey, good catch, Reek, like shit like that.
Yeah.
And like a proud dad in a high school, bro. It was really nice. And then he comes across, when he's doing lunges the other way, coming back, he stops and he walks towards me and he takes his headphones off and he's like, what's up, man? And it took me everything in my power to not pull my phone out and be like, oh my God, like getting in his face, like, I fucking love you. I was just like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? And he's like, oh, just chilling. He goes, what do you think we're going to do this season? I'm like, oh, Super Bowl, like always. And he's like, oh, we're going to get it for you, bro. Blah, blah, blah. Gave me a high five, and it just, went on his merry way.
Damn, so he didn't get it for you.
No, he's a fucking liar, and I hope he hears this. And then on maybe like a year later, we go to Washington to go watch the Bears play the Redskins on Monday night. Well, now what are they, the Commanders or the football team? Or they'll always be Redskins in my heart. I don't care. I like the racial slurs.
I'll tell you, as a true football fan, it's really hard to break. Like growing up my whole life, they were that. And so it's really hard to like, yeah, it's been really hard. And then I actually like right when I was like, hey, I actually kind of like Washington football team. They fucking change it again.
Yeah. And I dig the football team. I like it. It's simple, but I mean, I liked it. I don't like the Commanders. I think Commanders is dumb.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. They're kind of bringing soccer naming into
yeah, right.
football. But sorry, dude, I interrupted your story, man.
No, you're fine. But you know what they should do? That like football club. That would be funny as hell. Just like actual soccer jerseys and shit like that.
That's kind of what I thought like that he was going for. And I was like, okay, I guess like if football can do it, then hey, football can do it.
Yeah, then football can do it.
Yeah.
I dig that though. So then at them too, you know what? It's crazy because those tickets were like dirt cheap. Like legit 3 rows away from the end zone. In the back end zone was $30. That's how cheap the tickets were.
Damn. And, at the Hall of Fame game or
cheap. No. This was
you're talking about the Washington one.
The Monday night football game at Washington
Damn.
was $30 tickets, like right in the back of the end zone. And we were gonna buy them early, but they were like $60, and we're like, nah, we'll wait. And then just kept creeping. And then the morning of the game, we're like, well, let's see where they're at now. $30, and we're like, let's jump on them like right now. And so we were there chilling, and Hicks was walking by, and he saw this little girl with his jersey on. So he started like took it and signed it for her. And then my cousin started yelling at him, and I did too. I'm like, Hicks, Hicks, you're my favorite player. I got your jersey, da da
You
da.
didn't get it
And
for
this,
us. Go
yeah,
fuck
you
yourself.
fucking liar. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard you. I burned
Yeah,
his
hold him
jersey in front of
accountable.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You promised me. He's crying.
Hey, little girl, rip that jersey. Did he tell you
Yeah,
he'd get
burn
it for
that
you?
shit. Yeah, he promised you a Super Bowl too. He's a
See.
fucking liar. It's like what is it like Family Guy? He's a phony, a fat phony.
Yeah.
And so the security guard was like, "Is that his jersey?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, if you don't mind taking it off," he goes, "I'll get him to sign it for you." So I took that shit off, and everybody like, "Woo!" Fat guy taking the shirt off. Everybody loves that shit. And so twice in sports games, I took my shirt off, and everybody loses it when the fat guy takes his shirt off. I don't know why. I just think it's all the extra skin, but it's fucking people love that shit. And so I took it off everybody, woo! And then he saw that he looked up and saw the commotion, and he kind of like pointed like, hey, what's up, dude? And I was like, hey, and then he went down there and he told him, he's like, hey man, it's his jersey, he signed it, blah blah. And he signed it for me, and the security guard brought it back, and he's like, hey, waved at me, peace. I'm pretty sure he didn't remember me, but I would be pretty cool if he was like, what's up, George? I was like, oh shit. But so he's taking a huge run as my favorite player of all time. I do love
Nice.
Urlacher, but because of the memories. But that, come on. I mean, I always like the King Hicks, and that's funny because like my family, I call him my best friend. Like I tell everybody, yeah, we're best friends. Like he's my best friend, and people get annoyed by it. And that was even before I met him. I was just like, that guy. If me and him met, we would be best friends, and we met twice, and I'm pretty sure we're best friends.
Yeah, he tells stories now. He's like, "Damn, man, my
Yeah,
best friend. I
yeah.
didn't get it for him. I'm trying to like, I've been like not hanging out with him lately because I'm trying to get him
Yeah,
one.
I've been avoiding him. Yeah, well now he's gonna leave. He might take off on us,
I
which
owe him
burns me
one.
inside. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and he's gonna win one with another team, and he's gonna piss me off.
yeah. I kind of got you one. It's like being a step fan of another team.
Yeah, yeah. It's not the one you wanted, but here you go.
Yeah, fuck.
I got you, but hey, but I mean, hey, I got your ring though, pal. No, I don't want that one, Dad.
I'll take you fishing. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want that shit. That's the Eagles one. I don't want that. Ew.
All right, dude. So I love actually just kind of jumping into this shit. So I
No, I'm
asked you
with you.
to think about a joke of yours that works on stage. So what do you have for me there, man?
So my one of my favorite jokes that I wrote, and I wrote this like a long time ago, but it's still one of my favorite ones. It's about I don't know if you heard of it, with me having the old lady sex bit.
I don't think
Where I
so.
had sex. Okay, well, so the bit is that I had sex with a woman twice my age, and it's funny because I wrote that joke when I was 25. So because she was originally 50.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
Damn.
yeah, it was a drunken, because it's a true story. So it's a drunken night. This is those I used to work in. Well, I still work in a restaurant in a hotel, and so they would get like, so they don't have to pay people like, I was getting $15 an hour to bus tables, so they didn't want to keep paying people like that. So they would I would be just like the head buster, and they would hire
Right.
like Mexicans to come in and do it for like $10 an hour.
Damn.
It's from a company, so it was legal. It was illegal, but it was like from some company that they would get paid to staff people. So there was an
Right.
old lady there that fucking just loved me. I don't know why. I mean, she just was all over my nuts always. And she was would always try to flirt with me here and there. But I was like, I'm cool. Thank you, whatever. And then one night, I didn't see her for like months. They stopped staffing them, they got rid of them, blah, blah, blah. And so then I go to our company party, and it's a big banquet hall, and I got fucked up, and she just so happened to be there.
Yeah,
So
feeding you
sure
drinks.
enough, yeah. And dude, like by 12 o'clock, I remember walking up to her and be like, hey, what are you doing after this? And she's like,
Damn,
nothing. And I
you
was like, cool.
instigated. Jesus.
Dog, like a mother. I'm gonna wait for you in my car. I was like, I'm gonna take
Oh
you home.
shit.
Yeah. And she was like, oh my, okay. So remember sitting in my car. I was drunk as shit, and I remember sitting in my car rolling a blunt, and I'm like, where the fuck, like getting mad, like, where the fuck is this bitch? And so I roll a blunt of smoke, and she finally shows up. We go to her place, and in the bit it's because she in the bit it says like she lived with 4 different people in a 2-bedroom house, and like I never saw them, but I can smell them. And I remember walking in, and legit it smelled like armpit in that house. And I asked her, I was like, what the fuck? And she goes, oh, that's my brother, da, da, da. She was all in Spanish. She never even spoke English. It was all Spanish. And then also in the bit also too is like I was like, then we go to her room, which is shit, you know, it looks like a Catholic church gift shop because there's Deacon de Guadalupe. So I go in there and there's crosses and there's like I said, the Virgin Mary statues.
I would still be hung up on immediately. I'd be like, is this brother older or younger? And can I see a picture? Because if
Yeah,
this dude is buff,
right. Yeah, no shit. It was I was drunk and it was nighttime. I don't nobody was gonna stop me. I would have bit that dude's nose off.
wait, fuck, I guess she's so old you would want the brother to be older.
Yeah, or yeah, you know, because younger he would be like in his 20s or something. He'd probably fuck my shit up. But you
Yeah,
know
you're
what?
like, please
I
be
was
older. Please be the older brother.
yeah, please be the oldest one here. I was like, so I could
Yeah.
take on an 80-year-old man.
Yeah.
So then and then
You just smelled
uh
old people's home when you walk in. That's all you smelled. You
that's
smelled
that's
old
pretty
people's
much what
home.
it was. Yeah, no shit. It's just all it was armpit, bro. It was like straight armpit and chorizo. Like it was wild, bro. And that's why I told mom I was like that. I was like, what the fuck? She, oh, it's just my brother. I added the more people. I think she lived with 3 people in the two-bedroom. But still, like, because there
Yeah.
was somebody sleeping on the couch too. So that's almost like, what the fuck is the hostel? Like, what's happening?
Dude, you had sex with somebody twice your age?
Yeah, well, she was 55, so I was 25 at the time. So
Damn.
yes, I know. I was
Dude,
desperate, bro. It was one of those nights.
just the knowledge and all that shit, the second life of experience that you haven't experienced and more is nuts. Did she
Yeah.
blow your fucking mind? Your drunk ass mind?
So her see that's what people ask me. So her pussy was it was 50-year-old pussy, bro. It was and I hate to say it and I don't want
Legendary.
to sound negative. You know, her head was ridiculous.
Jesus.
Dude, that was a toe curler. And you know what? As much like whatever younger chicks that I've gotten since, no, pales in comparison. That lady fucking rocked my shit. I went back for seconds one more time after that, and then after that, I haven't seen her since. I landed like I
Jesus.
wasn't I wasn't like avoiding her. I just haven't just happened to see her anymore. And it's funny because I tell everybody about that story, and then the next year I have that party again, and next year I have that party again, and she was working it again. And I haven't, and everybody, hi Georgie, to give me a big old hug, and everybody started laughing because I've told that story like so many times. But also too, because like I added to it this recently actually, because that joke, like I said, like 5 6 years old already. But I took a hiatus, so I really haven't said it in forever, and I'm just kind of bringing it back. But so that's why, like now, because I'm 30, I say 60. So I feel like if I keep saying the joke, I'm just gonna keep growing with my age. And if I ever hit like if I say it while I'm 40, and I'm gonna say 80 years old,
It's
I just
yeah, it's
love
gonna
seeing
be
the shock.
nasty.
Yeah, I just love seeing because I get it. People's faces like look shocked when I say it in the crowd, and that makes me laugh. So I just want to keep getting her older and older as I grow older. You know what I mean?
So that feeling of going to the party and everybody has already heard that story and they're like, George.
Mm-hmm.
I had almost that exact same feeling because my wife and I both waited to have sex until marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we got married, and then our wedding reception was like later in the day after we like basically went off for the day, right?
Yeah.
So when we came back, it was like that exact feeling. I felt like we walked in and everybody was just like, damn, these
Everybody
two
just
just had
knew.
sex. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody smelled it on you. And it was
uh,
funny because she was just so excited to see me too, and that's why everybody started laughing because they're like, "Oh, look, oh,"
her
like
mouth
that."
starts watering.
Dude, she ran straight across the fucking the banquet hall. I saw her,
Jesus.
George. He said, "Ah," his arms up. It's like, "Hi," and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" But I had went with another girl that year, so I
Oh,
was trying to fuck
shit.
her. I was trying to
Another
fuck her.
55-year-old.
Yeah, I went older. It was never about
Yeah.
your age, lady. Yeah, I just lied to you. It was never about your age. It's you. If you got to live with that, then it's you.
I'm
But
wondering if the
but
mouth
yeah,
gets better with age, so I'm testing out the theory.
yeah. For oh my goodness, bro, that was crazy. That I would go back one more time for that. That was amazing. And I started like the I ended that bit one time, and it never really landed. But I always tell people like that she gave Santana head, and I was like not the guitar player, the actual general Santa Ana. You know what I mean? And that's
Jesus.
why she was so good. And then it said like she was so good, she gave Santana head, not Santana the. Or she would tell me stories about giving head to Santana, not the guitar player, but Santana the general of Mexico that invaded San
Right.
Antonio. But I don't think people. It never really landed. I thought it was pretty funny, but I've
I
said it
like
like
that.
3 times. I think, and people it's never landed. I don't know. People don't get it, or it's just not like I don't know. But that's probably one that's never really landed on the tail end. But the joke itself ends it's pretty funny, and I just added to it recently where it was about a like that she was the first person ever like gag on my dick.
Jesus.
But and then yeah, and like then I was proud of myself because I felt like, oh, maybe I'm long bigger than I thought I was. But then it turns out that my feet just smelled.
Oh yeah, I've heard you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a tag onto that one recently. It's gone over pretty well, so I just kind of I'm gonna keep doing it and see how it goes with that. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite bits, bro.
I'm scared to learn that you write about your life with this smelly feet thing. So I'm just going to move it along to I asked you to think about a joke of yours that doesn't work on stage. So what do you have for me there, man?
So the only bit that I could really have thought of, and it's I've only something I've done it twice, and it's a bit about they need to make the booths like bigger in restaurants. You know what I mean? Because they're yeah, because they're like restaurants are built to make you fatter, but then once you get to a certain level, they're like, you know what, you can't fit in our booths, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? It just seems embarrassing.
Yeah, that should be the VIP seating, bro.
Right? It should be nice and big and luxurious, like the Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? Sit in the back seat, big
Yeah.
comfy chairs. You know, you get to relax. But that's the worst part too. Is like they bolt the tables down, and that's why I have a tag in there. Was like it's like those anti homeless park benches. That's what it reminds me of. It's like that they bolt the like. Why can't you even let me push it? You know what I mean? Try to give me some space.
Speaking of Chicago, Chicago is where I learned about, if people don't know about this, anti-homeless architecture. You mentioned it.
Yeah,
Somebody pointed it out to me when I was in Chicago, and it blew my mind. All the architecture that is designed to keep somebody from sleeping
from
on a
sleeping in front
ledge,
of it.
right in
Uh-huh.
front of a building or on a
Mhm.
bench or whatever,
Yeah.
where you place an armrest. It's fucking nuts,
Yeah.
man. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And then and then once you see it, like it's hard to unsee
You
like all
can't
over the
unsee it.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like even and it's crazy because like when I used to isolate work at 2 in the morning, and you would see them like there was because so the Via benches, the bus benches here downtown, they're like small and they're metal, and they have like well I guess like armrests. They're supposed to be armrests, so they have
Yeah.
like space in between them. And so there was this really skinny homeless dude that slid in between those armrests and slept underneath it. And I was like, sheesh, man, that sucks. Like they're having to do even this. It sucks having to sleep outside in general, but
The
having to
next day
actually
they're
like
redesigned.
maneuver. Yeah, they're smaller, it's like limbo. They want to see how low they can take it before he can't get in there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's crazy, man. It's like it's crazy to see it, and then like, damn, man, like it sucks having to sleep outside, but now having to slither through armrests to try to get some sleep.
We're
It's
just turning the
freaking
homeless into snakes.
yeah, yeah. It's just gonna be an army of slithering homeless, bro. Their cores are so strong.
All right, so I interrupted you about this shit. So, what were we talking about again? You were talking about the architecture and
Well, so the boots. I'm talking about like boots in
oh yeah,
restaurant and
yeah.
how yeah, and how it feels like they don't want us there. And then it's I kind of turn it into like into a campaign speech where I like San Antonio. If you vote me your mayor, like I promise you, I'll make the booths bigger for fat people and shit like that. And I end it with like my name is George Rosales and I approve this message. But the only problem with I think that I've done it twice, and I think what it is I don't I like the energy I need. I don't have it. You know what I mean? Like to go out there and be
Right,
like, oh, no, like to get angry because my most of my material and most of my shit is kind of more laid back and just kind of just
right.
talking about blah blah blah. And but that I feel like I need to like ramp it up right off the bat of like they need to make the boots bigger and blah blah blah. That's why I feel like it hasn't worked for me the two times that I have done it. Just because I don't feel like I come out with that kind of energy, or even like I can do like the angry comedy like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Right.
not the rest of my sets just me being chill and just bullshitting about whatever.
So one of my favorite shows to watch with my wife is My 600 Pound Life,
Oh
and
yeah, dude, that shit's hilarious.
as I've watched that show, it's really struck me how, like, for example, when they pull into Dr. Now's parking lot, the
Mhm.
parking spaces up front are bigger for, like, a bigger person to get out of a vehicle. And
Oh
I was
wow,
like, damn, Texas could
they
use a
give
lot of
fat,
that. We could
yeah,
use, like, just
fat
for the
parking
trucks
spaces.
alone,
Yeah, for
but
real.
the trucks and the obesity rates. And
It's
then,
just yeah,
like,
it's no good.
you walk inside, and his office is obviously built for bigger clientele. So every chair is huge.
Yeah.
And it's funny because most of the people that accompany the person that is the subject of the My 600 Pound Life, they are also pretty big as well.
Oh,
And and then like they'll sit in one of these chairs and you could tell that clearly they're like, wow, this is one of the comfiest chairs I've ever sat in my life. It's like they don't want to enjoy it.
It's always that look back. Like when they'll sit down and like look back at it, like, oh shit, this chair is fucking amazing.
So
You know what it is?
yeah.
It's because you know, first off, we run in packs. That's why they're always together. And this
I don't think
shows.
you guys run.
Yeah, we walk, we stroll in packs. All right, let's get,
We
let's
buy
get.
six
And
packs.
yeah, yeah. We visit those rascals. We rascal in packs, bro. That's
See,
what
we
it is.
rascal it back.
Yeah, we rascal in
That's
packs. But
that's just actually called a group is called a rascal. That's a rascal
yeah,
of
yeah. It's just oh look at that. It's just a bunch of rascals over there. It's for the fat
yeah.
people in the scooters. And two, I believe what it is because the armrest squeeze the shit out of our hips, and that's what like if we get a room where we can like you know what I travel a lot and I ride at planes. You know, believe it or not. And in the planes, I just learned that the armrest into the aisle can go up. I never knew that. I've traveled for 30 years. Or no, I was like 12 when I was 12. Just 12, but I've
Damn.
traveled for so long. And I never knew until this last flight. And same
They're
thing,
gonna
I
get
would
so
leave
many
with
homeless people sleeping there now.
now that yeah, Secrets Out United.
Yeah.
Gonna get flooded with homeless. But it would always leave a fucking mark on my leg or my side. And now I know I can lift it up, I can breathe a little better. Or even
Shit.
not be all over whoever the fuck I'm next to, you know what I mean?
Nice.
But yeah, but that bit was dumb. I mean, I think it's pretty funny still. Like I said, I gotta work on it more. Maybe we just come out with bigger energy, and then kind of coast into my shit. But yeah, I think I like I said, I've done it twice, and it hasn't really popped off the way I was hoping it would.
How quick are you to drop shit? Are you like, is it kind of done to you after that twice, or are you kind of like, do you think you'll kind of fuck with it a little bit longer?
No, I think I want to. Like I said, I want to. I think there's some good lines in there. Like there's a line in there where I talk about because like same thing, sitting in a booth, like it's like pushes your stomach. Yeah, but you know what I mean because your table's like right on your fucking gut, so it
Right.
leaves like a mark on your stomach and your shirt. And there's a line in there that I said it and I lost. And I don't know. I mean, I say I don't know why I lose black people, but then I have lines like this. Like I said, like that mark across my stomach is the equivalent to the whips on a slave's back. So I'm trying to
Jesus.
get. I know, and
You
and
say this
I
during Black
always,
History Month. Goddamn.
yeah, and I said it in a black room. That was the worst part. And that's like I'm trying to like, cause I have that joke, and then I have a joke where I make fun of like Jesus, and though instantly, I lose all the black people in the room. I did that joke yesterday. I did Rebecca Creek, and I did a show, and I did that. It was mostly black people, and I did that joke, and I just heard some lady go, mm-mm. She was like, you don't talk about Jesus," mm-mm. And then another lady like to snap her teeth, and I was like, "Oh," and I mean, I brought attention to it. I was like, "Look, I know I shouldn't be doing Jesus jokes in front of a black crowd, but I have to get my set out. So fuck y'all." And I just kind of did it,
I
and
could
I doubled
repent
down.
tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah, today's day for Jesus jokes. Tomorrow's the day I apologize. And they fucking and yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like I wonder why I lose black people, but I do stupid shit. I say stupid shit like that, knowing that they don't like it. But their anger fuels me, so it's okay.
Okay, here's the deal. I think if, for example, if you're like Catholic and you tell a Jesus joke, I think when you repent of it, you should have to tell, the person in the confessional. But if they
The
laugh,
joke.
you're good. No Hail
Yeah,
Marys.
exactly.
You're
That's
good.
funny. That's why I
But
feel
if
like I have a Down syndrome joke like that. I do that with my friend. Her brother has Down syndrome, and she's super
Jesus,
sensitive about it. But if I but I have one bit about
she's
it,
super
and so I
sensitive about it.
super sensitive about it. Like, don't even bring it up or she'll get fucking mad. And I did the bit on stage and then I showed it to her on video. And I was like, if she can laugh at this, if she laughs at this, I know it's a good joke. Like I'm okay because she doesn't like it. And she giggled. That's all I needed. I was like, that's all I needed to know. Like, cool. I can do this shit now. I'm gonna be just fine. And
Any
it's worked out. That
validation?
one worked out.
Yes.
Any validation. It's anything like when I'm bullshitting with my family and like my mom gets annoyed by me, but I know because she doesn't like. I mean, I mess with my little brothers and stuff, but I know if I can
Right.
make her laugh with it, with whatever I'm doing, I know I'm cool. Like I can keep going because if as long as she doesn't get mad, I think I'm good to go.
All right, man. Well, I asked you to think about a joke of yours that you're writing now. So what do you have for me there?
So I have an old bit, and this is like I'm adding same thing is because it's not like this stuff was kind of from before my hiatus. So this one was about like my grandma smoking weed because she had arthritis, and so
Right.
I had to get her. Her medicine was like really bad for her, and she was getting
Hey,
kind of like
it's like way cooler to just be like, hey, my grandma smoked weed because she was a cool son of a bitch.
Yeah, she was just the coolest ever. She's cooler than your
Yeah.
fucking grandma.
She had arthritis.
Yeah, she had to smoke for the oldest possible reason, like the oldest reason why.
Would you want your offspring to be like, hey man, George smoked weed because he had arthritis, or would you want him to be like, George smoked weed because he was badass, bro?
Because he's
Because
a
he had a good
bad
time.
motherfucker. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he just knew how to have a good time. What's crazy, because my grandma never really liked weed, but she was always against it, obviously, like when we was growing up and shit. She
Yeah.
was like always telling us not to. But her medicine fucked her up, like made her depressed, didn't want to eat nothing, like real shitty.
Damn.
So my stepmom wanted me to get it for her. So all we did was I bought her a G. We put it in some tea for her, and she drank it. She loved it. You know what I mean? She was good. In the joke, I talk about smoking, actually smoking her out, and then like that she turns into like a pothead. So like she'll call me asking for AIDS. You know what I mean? Trying to like guilt me into like giving her cheaper prices and shit like that, like because she's still my grandma. But
Asking for cheaper
I'm
tea
adding.
bags, throwing
Yeah, exactly.
rebellions.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I spoon fed you. Like, come on, I wiped your ass. You can give me a dime for five. You know what I mean? And then also too, like I ended with her like still checking up on me, being my grandmother, and it's kind of like, but still like dropping like pothead shit. You know what I mean? You waking and baking, yes, grandma. You rolling joints nice and tight, yes, grandma. And then they ended like 420 blazing faggot, yes, grandma. Shit like that. But so now I'm adding to it because so now she has dementia, and
Oh.
like yeah, and so not that that's funny, but what it is like it took us so long to realize it because we just thought she was high. You know what I mean? Because she was super forgetful. She was just like just shit like that. So we always thought like, oh shit, she's a stone. And so we took her like a long time to get her tested. We finally got her tested, and it turned out she has dementia. So she stopped
Damn.
smoking weed. Yeah. So she stopped smoking weed, or we stopped, giving her weed because, like I say in the bit, I'm like, this is like I have some sort of like tags that I'm writing out already, but I haven't like put it together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like one of the tags is like she doesn't need weed and dementia tag teaming her brain or something like that. Or there was one line and then I love, and I haven't, same thing. It's like I'm trying to, because what I'm trying to like play with a little bit is like the parallels between being a pothead and having dementia. You know what I
Right.
mean? And all like the memory loss and stuff that comes with it. So that's why they have one line in there like where we're both sitting on the couch, like praying to God that the other one knows where the keys are at. But I haven't been able to figure out like what adventure or whatever I kind of want to like circle around it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then and also too, like during the pandemic, she called me every day. She called me every day to check up on me, but she would forget that she called me the day before. You know what I mean? So like every
Yeah.
day was the same conversation. It was like, "How are you doing? I'm good, grandma.
Groundhog Day.
I'm not." Yeah, exactly.
Groundhog pandemic, bro.
Yeah, for real. Because I would tell her the same shit every day. Oh, nothing, grandma. There's a pandemic going on, so I can't. I was off of work that whole time. So eventually, I got bored of just saying, it's like having the same conversation with her. So I would just start giving her movie plots. Like I would just be telling her plots of movies and telling her that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. You know
You
what I
shouldn't have
mean?
given
And
her
so like
Groundhog Day as the first plot that
as
really
a
fucked her up.
movie, yeah, she just got in a whole loop. She's on a whole
Yeah,
wonder loop.
and then you gave her Inception, the next one. That really fucked her up, George.
Yeah, she's so confused. She doesn't even know what year it is anymore.
Yeah.
But so I was, yeah, like so I was like I kind of read it now. I want to do some like good movies. Like I was thinking of like maybe doing it kind of like The Godfather, and then her judging that the third one like sucks. So like she's like, oh, those other two stories were better, something like that.
Yeah.
Or also too like, oh, now she thinks I'm Rocky and I have to fight Mr. T, or like she gets mad and she sees Mr. T on TV because she thinks we're rivals, or Hulk Hogan or some shit like that. Well, so also because I mean, just like that, like little shit like that with my grandma. But then I also kind of want to. I'm trying to work it into my grandpa too because my grandpa is a big like he's a Mexican, like a real Mexican, like Cesar Chavez did this, that, and goes to rallies and da da da. And he gets mad because he thinks we're too white. I think we're too black, if anything, but he thinks we're too white. And same thing is like I have a tag with that where I want to be like, my grandpa realized we were too white when we started ordering Taco Bell food at a real Mexican restaurant. You know what I mean? And be like, y'all don't have a quesarito. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Y'all don't have a beefy Frito burrito. Like, you got to tell me you at least have taco pizzas. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Just name a bunch of stupid fucking Taco Bell menu items.
Como se dice Crunchwrap Supreme?
Yeah, 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 for real. Y'all got a gordita crunch back there? Come on, man, help me
Yeah.
out. I'm trying so hard here.
Uh, so basically, do you ever like, are you ever smoking weed when you're like around your grandma?
So with the invention of the vape pen, yes.
So basically, when you smoke weed and with her dementia, you basically both sit there on a level playing field.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to think of. Like, because now that I hang out with her and she doesn't smoke weed, but she's demented, we're like, yeah, exactly like you said, we're on a level playing field. That's all I'm trying to figure out, like more parallels between being a pothead and just having
Yeah.
dementia. And that's
Like
why I
you,
said, like, you know what I mean? Is you have the two people with the worst memories sitting next to each other on the couch,
yeah,
and then
there's a
say we're
silver
hungry.
alert and a green alert.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't know which one to follow. It's
They both
crazy.
went lost. One of them's
Yeah,
old, the other one is the green alert. He's just high.
yeah, he's just high as shit, and he's with her, so they're both in
Yeah,
trouble.
they're lost.
Yeah, they don't know where the. We're just sitting in a Chick-fil-A parking lot, not even knowing where to go. But it's just stuck in the drive-through,
They were only 3 blocks away. How did we not find them?
right? We're just sitting at a bus stop, just fucking just stoned as hell, and her lost as fuck.
I don't know how they stayed there 2 days. I know we can't sleep overnight with those benches being designed like that.
Yeah, they slept sitting up. That's the most uncomfortable way you can sleep.
Yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate you doing this with me tonight, man.
Oh yeah, man, it was fucking fun.